we're going to take these lower branches off these trees, just do a bit of skirt lifting, bit of crown lifting, because some of them, they just don't need to be so low. Like for instance this one, it is just coming so low, there's no need for that. And so these are all the needles, they just stay here. I tried to blow them all into this area and they stay there, but all these low ones here, this can come off, a few of them can come off, and these that are sprouting out, they all need coming off. These here, I think you can see the gist. Just a couple of these smaller ones here. This one again, right down to the floor. That one, these, a couple of these off. This is actually living, but most of these bottom ones are dead. This one's already fell off, and this one needs a bit of thinning. Yeah, and then this one, the likes of this doesn't need to be on. It's just putting shade and everything all over the lawn. The lawns aren't growing, so we can't do anything with that. And I broke my tripod, so I can't film. I can't put it up on a tripod. So we'll just take little bits as we go. So we've took off what we think is a decent amount to let some light in. I mean, this is going to need proper tree surgery. We're not here to do that. I'm just crown lifting to give it some light and to just make it look a bit better, more aesthetic, and make the grass grow a little bit better. There'll be plenty of light. Every one of these branches was taking light off the grass, so that's quite a lot, and it doesn't really look like much has come off. It hasn't altered the trees in any drastic way, but it definitely looks better. I mean, you can see right through. It's going to look great. So what I'll do now is, because we're going to get constant needles off these, this area is always going to be under needles, I'm just going to shred everything into that area, and then we'll keep that as a mulch area. Every time, you know, the needles drop, I'll blow them into that area. I'll just have to stay in that area. So I'll get on with that. As I say, I can't put it on a tripod, I'm sorry. The shredder will handle this easy, no problem with the shredder chipping it. It's just that the branches are sticking out so far. They're getting wedged in the hopper, and because I've got the phone in my hand, I've only got one hand, so I do need two hands to really push it in. As I say, the chipper, it's no problem chipping the branch size. But as I come to the end of the branch, it was thicker with the leaves, the needles, so I needed to give it a bit of a push with two hands. Just giving the place a good clean up, getting all this debris off and getting it all corralled into this little area. It's going to stay there. All the needles keep dropping. They're going to be there no matter what, so that area can just stay there as a mulch. So the objective was to get some light in and get this grass growing a little bit better. It's a strange video, this, because if this makes sense, we've had this job for a few months, a good few months, and when I took it on, it was full of weeds and overgrown lawn, and the edges needed redoing, the works. And I said I'll get it into a great shape, and I started a video on it. Now that video has been on file because we haven't actually done any positive work to it because of the weather. We had the beast in the east, and then we had like 11, 12
weeks of sun and we couldn't put any fertilizer down. We didn't want to put any weed killer down. It was just too hot. So it hasn't really changed. So the video I've got is still on file, but when it does come out, you will have already seen this video and probably think, well, he's already had that job, if that makes sense. So I'm showing this before I've shown the beginning and the start of the treatment and everything. So I think it will make sense to everyone. The grass will be, well, it has been treated for weeds now as we speak, and it will develop into a nice lush green stripy area which we will be proud of, and we'll see a difference, especially now that we've got some light in. So yeah, it's just a case of development now, see what happens time wise, and this rain helps. I mean, everything's greening up with just the rain, never mind fertilizer. So there's a little bit more on this video, but thanks very much for watching anyway. And as always, if you've subscribed, cheers, thanks very much, we do appreciate it. And if you've seen us for the first time, why not subscribe? Come along, join us, there's plenty more videos, and we will see you on the next one. Enjoy the rest of the video. Thank you.
Okay, and that's it. That's had its skirt lifted, been crown lifted. It's just tidied, that's all. I mean, it is only a factory, so that can stay there because the needles will keep coming down all the time. And that little island under there will stay there. It's quite thick really, but those needles just keep coming down, so that can stay there. It's definitely got a bit more light in. I think this tree's dead here, this one. I don't know why I didn't take that out, but I've actually only just seen that. But anyway, so that's it, much better.